Americans like to say the Queen of England, the Queen of the United Kingdom, but she was also the Queen of many other states, 14 other nation states, but also the head of the Commonwealth. Now, King Charles is going to take over as head of the Commonwealth as well, but that wasn't automatic. That was something she cemented. How different do you think things will be, if at all, with King Charles on the throne instead of Queen Elizabeth?
Well, I mean, I think for the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, I don't think there will be that much difference. We have a very clear mandate to support young leaders around the world, around the Commonwealth. The 56 countries of the Commonwealth, there are 2 billion people in the Commonwealth, and 60% of those are young people under the age of 30. And so our mandate is to support that. So even as the Commonwealth might evolve and more countries might join and some might, there might be some kind of slight change there in numbers, I really don't think it's going to make much difference to our purpose. And our purpose is really to support young leaders with flexible funding, with technical, practical tools and support, and a vibrant network of another 1,000 young leaders across the Commonwealth with social impact ventures.
Yeah, I mean, and again, there's no doubt at all, actually, also just how important the Commonwealth has been. There's not just for our international soft power, but also those sort of charities like, as you do, the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, and indeed, as you think about what the Prince's Trust has done when King Charles was running that. But in terms of helping young people around the world to basically, have their life chances enhanced and opportunities created.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we often calculate the number of people in the Commonwealth. I mean, that 2 billion is only going to go up. If you think about some of the countries in the Commonwealth where the demographic is going up, there are 21 countries in Africa in the Commonwealth, and places like Nigeria, Uganda, numbers are the population size is going up. So it will, it won't be long before it becomes half of the world will be in the Commonwealth. I mean, that's the projection in the next 30, 40 years. So
it is extraordinary, isn't it? And again, think of India's role as well. How strong a bond is that? We see, the Commonwealth. We have the Commonwealth Games. We'll be aware of the athletics. We have a Commonwealth, obviously meetings, the CHOGM meetings. How important is that bond for those countries? And how important are those economic and cultural ties?
So, I mean, there are some stats from the Commonwealth Enterprise Investment Committee that talks about an increased benefits of intra-Commonwealth trade. But I would say having a common language, a common point of reference, which Her Majesty provided to all the Commonwealth, a common lingua franca, that all helps people engage. And we have young leaders. We have young leaders in Maldives, in Kenya, in India, in the Pacific Islands, in the Caribbean, talking to each other, using a common language, using a common basis of history and the Commonwealth. And yes, there are differences further down, but there is that underpinning essential piece, and that is fundamental. And people really value that. And I think we sometimes forget that in the UK, the value people in other parts of the Commonwealth see and ascribe to being members of the Commonwealth.
Absolutely. Really appreciate you joining us, Chris Kelly, Chief Executive of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. Thank you for that. Let me come back to my guests in the studio, Candice Holdsworth and Audrey Walker. Let's talk a little bit about people who want to go and pay their respects. And Candice, you said you plan to do so in London when the Queen's coffin arrives. And I think from Wednesday evening, it's going to be possible to go in and view the coffin in the Westminster Hall when it lies, when the Queen's coffin will lie in state officially, lying at rest from the very end of today, available for 24 hours for members of the public in Scotland to view at St Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh. Now, but crucially here, there are some rules. They've been given. The government has, or the Queen, the Palace, have issued rules about what to do. Now, of course, in London, we are expecting queues. I say round the block.